Hello and welcome to tonight's Red Sox CLNS Media Roundtable. I'm your host Nick Quaglia, sitting here tonight with Mike Petraglia. A little different. We haven't done a Red Sox Roundtable
Not in a while.
in a long time. I don't think we even did it once last season.
Well, I got to tell you, the gravitas of what's been going on in the last several hours makes this one more than worthwhile, I think, Nick.
Yeah, we gotta bring it back out of retirement right now. So the big story, and we've been waiting for this since November. So the initial report dropped on November 12th from Evan Drellick. A lot of people around here know Evan. Was a Boston Red Sox beat reporter. Now with the Athletic, him and Ken Rosenthal, big duo, dropped a bombshell of an article on November 12th, outlining everything that happened with the Houston Astros in 2017. There were sources saying that the Astros had this big scheme going on, right? Center field cameras set up in on the catcher's signals, direct feed to the dugout with a garbage can, banging on the garbage can, telling the hitter what was coming. Next day, another report comes out. Key role player in that scheme, and this is a big scheme. This isn't just stealing signs. This is a massive, massive issue. Key role player, bench coach at the time, 2017 World Series, Alex Cora, who people around here know, Drags, Boston Red Sox current manager. Okay. And then a couple months later, a month and a half later, whatever the timeline was, now we've got a Boston Red Sox scandal using the replay room to steal signs as well. So the punishments were levied today by the MLB on the Houston Astros. There were no player punishments, but AJ Hinch suspended for an entire season. General manager Jeff Luhnow also suspended an entire season. Jim Crane, owner of the Astros, comes out later on, just honestly felt like minutes after the report dropped, announces that the Astros are firing AJ Hinch and Jeff Luhnow. So there's a ton of details to get into. If we went into every single detail about this, we'd be going for probably 45 minutes. So we really can't do that. But just to sum it up, I mean, we already went over what they did. There were sources, including Mike Fiers, who was pitching for the Houston Astros in 2017. So a big connection here is Alex Cora.
And this undisputable, undeniable.
This is why we're talking about it here tonight. The big, obvious connection. Alex Cora, Houston Astros, Boston Red Sox, both caught up right now in cheating scandals. So with AJ Hinch gone, I mean, you got to look at Alex Cora tracks. I mean, involved in both. What do the Red Sox do with this?
Well, I don't think there's any question he has to be relieved of his duties. I mean, anything short of that, then John Henry, the optics of this, and believe me when I tell you this, John Henry and everybody associated with the Red Sox, aside from winning World Series, what have they always been concerned with? The optics of their organization, both regionally and nationally. The optics of keeping Alex Cora, the quote-unquote mastermind. He wasn't just a part player in this whole scheme in Houston. He was, according to Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellick's report, the mastermind, meaning he engineered all of it. He oversaw all of it. He signed off on it, all of it, even after MLB had warned the Astros and other Major League ball clubs in 2017, early in the season, before the season began, don't do this because we have eyes on this and we don't want this becoming a bigger issue. We're warning all the clubs now, don't do this. The Astros went ahead and according to the report, did it anyway. And Alex Cora was the mastermind behind setting up all the cameras, maybe perhaps trying to hide some of this from MLB security officers, which are installed in every single ballpark. And again, this isn't so much about the crime, which is bad in and of itself. It's hiding it from MLB and trying to get away with it on repeated occasions. That is a death penalty. And the death penalty in this particular case are going to be, in my opinion, are going to be the careers of AJ Hinch and Alex Cora. How any MLB owner, even 5 years from now, brings one of these guys back is going to be a major PR problem when there, I'm sure, going to be many other candidates for a position that they may be up for. Why would you bring those particular people in? That's why I think this could be the death penalty for those two careers.
Yeah, so, I mean, with that, so AJ Hinch, you read the report, AJ Hinch, and in you look at Rob Manfred's letter, too, after the report dropped, or the punishments dropped, so that includes draft picks and the $5 million maximum fine that they are allowed to give. AJ Hinch says, or at least he told Rob Manfred, this is what Rob Manfred said, that he didn't want this to happen, and he didn't necessarily tell the players. It was a player-driven thing with Alex Cora right there, basically holding the players' hands and walking them through this entire situation. AJ Hinch didn't want this to happen. AJ Hinch tried to send signs. This is his fault for not telling them straight up. This guy's the manager. He has to tell them straight up, but he tried to tell, he had signs where he was destroying these monitors set up by Alex Cora. He did it twice, or he physically damaged them. And Cora and his players just fixed them. They just added them back in, and they reinstalled these monitors so they can continue with this cheating scheme. Alex Cora is going to get suspended, I think, much longer, maybe another half season than AJ Hinch. Because AJ Hinch,
season, I think he's going to be. It's going to be double the penalty. I think he's going to be suspended 2 seasons from Major League Baseball. If you believe the initial reports coming out Monday after the AJ Hinch and Jeff Luhnow suspensions broke, the subsequent story was Alex Cora is not being punished for that particular case, but he could be punished even more severely for what happened allegedly with the Red Sox in 2018. Here's the thing. Alex Cora has now been associated with a major cheating scandal in the best statistical seasons of not one but 2 major league franchises.
Yeah.
The best franchise in the history of the Astros, obviously 2017, 100 plus wins, and their only World Series title to date. The Red Sox, well documented, 108 wins in 2018, a franchise record, and then they went on to obviously win 11 more games. So that's 119 wins, a franchise record, and the club's 9th World Series title. That has an asterisk by it in back-to-back seasons. And I don't see how you're John Henry, unless there's some smoking gun that ties somebody else to all of this and abdicates any responsibility to Alex Cora. I don't see how Cora skates on this, and I don't see how John Henry doesn't fire him. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. People on Twitter are cautioning, well, you can't say that because the investigation into the Red Sox situation is not closed. Well, certainly that is true, and that is accurate. However, Evan Drellich, who, by the way, is a terrific reporter and also, everybody should know, has been a lead beat reporter in both Houston and Boston, and has developed contacts, because people are wondering, where did Drellich get all this information? Well, he happened to have worked in Houston and Boston, covering the Astros and Red Sox on a daily basis. That's where all of this is coming from. And I'm sure that story on the 2018 Red Sox was sourced by people that are common to both stories and wanted their name cleared and not to be certainly connected to what's going down with AJ Hinch and Alex Cora. They want to separate themselves as much as possible. And I think, in leaking this story, they're trying to do that.
Now, another big piece of this that I think baseball wants us to know and understand, that this was Alex Cora. And I think they're kind of preparing us for this major Alex Cora punishment that's going to come down, because I referenced that letter before. In this letter, they said multiple times, not just once, not just twice, multiple times, that this was a player-driven thing and Alex Cora. They were making sure we knew the one guy who wasn't a player who was involved in this was Alex Cora. They wanted us to know that. And then Jeff Luhnow just came out with a statement of his own where he did the same thing, where he threw Alex Cora right under the bus. And you brought up John Henry, Drags. John Henry is going to look bad if he does not fire Alex Cora.
No question.
Jim Crane,
he has to.
He has to. Jim Crane did it almost immediately. John Henry's guy looks worse in the situation. AJ Hinch, really bad. Alex Cora, worse. John Henry has to take care of this. Let's roll on to another question, though. Real quick. Rob Manfred, was this the right call? Was this the correct punishment? Because this is a harsh punishment. One of the harshest punishments
Absolutely.
in baseball history.
How often are we looking for our leagues, our professional sports leagues, to not twiddle their thumbs and give out some half-assed penalty that doesn't really fit the crime. In this particular case, there's a clear message being sent down from Rob Manfred that we are taking cheating in baseball at any level electronically very, very seriously. And you hear all over Twitter, how is, this electronically enhanced cheating different than stealing signs? Well, it is using technology to enhance the capability of people to read the signals of other teams, and that is expressly prohibited. If you can read the signs within the context of playing the game, and you can do that on the field, well, that is considered entirely different and should be considered entirely different from using some electronically enhanced device to steal signals. And people are going to say, well, this is way too harsh because all they're doing is, taking quote unquote the accepted behavior of stealing signs in baseball, a form of cheating, to the next level. No, it is not, and Major League Baseball is making that expressly and explicitly clear in Manfred's penalty and punishment, and I think it definitely fits the crime.
Yeah, there's a massive difference. Sign stealing, whatever. I'm even like, there's sometimes when they use electronics where I'm like, okay, whatever, that's not that big of a deal. But what the Houston Astros did, Trags, is a massive, massive deal. To tell a batter what is coming on essentially every pitch, that gives them such a leg up. These guys,
well, not to interrupt you, Nick, it's not just telling the batter what's coming on every pitch. It's using the electronic capability of instant communication and telegraphing that electronically and using that ability to gain an advantage over the other team, which may not have that same electronic capability within the visitor's clubhouse, if you follow my drift. And the other thing is, and the other thing that's very important to keep in mind, we hear all the time about the value that Major League batters get in going back into the clubhouse, reviewing their at-bats. They talk about it all the time, how important that is. Well, now, does that put that in peril? Does that put that at risk? Because now when everybody goes back to watch the video of their last at-bat, people are going to, is that really all they're doing is looking at the video of the last at-bat? Are they trying?
It's a total game changer for the fan.
It is. It's totally a game changer. And if I'm a major league hitter on these other teams, I'm really pissed off because I think that's where Major League Baseball is going to go. They're going to be like, we're not going to allow any type of video surveillance or in-game scouting until this gets rectified.
Yeah, and look, I know I'm actually surprised about how many Red Sox fans are fine with Alex Cora being fired. I thought there was going to be a lot more kind of nonsense being thrown around there, especially on Twitter. But it seems like there's a general consensus from a lot of people that this guy is going to be fired. And good for Rob Manfred for doing this, for giving such a harsh punishment, because he has to make an example. We've seen this time and time again with the Apple Watches, with whatever. If the punishment's not that bad, then teams are going to look at this and be like, okay, well, if that's all I'm going to get, then yeah, I'm going to keep on doing this. But now if there's a chance that your manager's going to lose his job, your general manager's going to lose his job, your club's going to be fined $5 million, and you're going to have draft picks taken away in the first and second round 2 straight years, then that sends a sign, and players are going to be like, or teams are going to be like, we're not going to do this. It's not worth doing this anymore.
Absolutely. All right, guys. And that's the most important thing to keep in mind. The punishment is trying to deter future behavior.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. CLNS Media Red Sox Roundtable. Who knows? Maybe we're going to bring this back this year. I think we should. I used to love doing these shows, so maybe we'll bring this back this year. Again, Nick Quaglia and Trags. Guys, massive Red Sox news here. I mean, there's probably going to be more news soon. More news soon. I can't imagine that this Red Sox investigation is going to take too much longer if we're already here with the Houston Astros. But again, Nick Quaglia and Trags. Guys, thank you for watching. We will be back again some point soon.